living in. Okay. So you, like Suzanne said to me, you're here. You're in the game of life.
Yeah.
Right? And you say we've been conned.
Yeah.
And so we're believing this lie of reality that's being broadcast to us daily from technological world.
Well, it's just a tyrant using technology, so it's gotten good at it.
Yeah, and so what's the answer?
It starts with patience, and when everyone figures out what God looks like,
you say you know what God looks like.
yes.
And of course everybody wants to know, what does God look like?
No leaf falls randomly. The whole is mechanically a single thing. You can call it an object if you will, but it's composed of motions.
Alright, so here we are in this motion, driving down the road. Like the streets are packed with vehicles. There's nowhere to go that is a desirable place to stay, should you choose to.
No, well, you need money. The more peaceful and nicer a place is, the more money you need to be able to stay there.
Yeah, your own island, fortress.
Yeah.
So it's all bullshit. We can't realize peace that way, because that puts everybody in the struggle, to win the lottery and get out of this mess we're in. And it's getting worse. Like we're facing a cataclysmic upheaval. There was even an earthquake the other day. Are we prepared for any kind of a disaster? We're all driven. We're all slaves under this system, forced to do what we're doing because there's nothing else we can do. The system's being controlled. We're all under this control, and everybody wants freedom. They want peace, but we haven't got that.
No, there's a cost.
That's the tribulation.
Yeah.
So we're working our way through this. And I think you have an answer for the world.
Well, patience be with us. It's just a simple, extremely subtle miracle bit of information or data that we are life, and life divines towards its perception of peace. It doesn't choose. And once we wrap our heads around that we divine, then we can see the grandness of what's been done. Like, how many people think free will is real? How many people think humans are exceptional? How many people think humans can make evil choices? When in fact, the reality is no character chose their character. So ultimately, it's not about, there is no evil. There's sanity and insanity, and there's wisdom and naivety. But ultimately, it's sophomorically absurd to hate in general at all, anything, because nothing is the maker of its circumstance.
So basically, that's accepting everything the way it is.
Yes. And to do that is horrifying, because you have a whole world that wants to pretend the world is not the way it is. And so, by accepting that there is no choice and there is no ultimate control, that's the moment of control. That's the moment when you're no longer controlled by a delusion that there's no reason to fear, no reason to hate. But then again, well, not then again, then the realization that there is a construct that has manufactured this insanity to be so globally prevalent, that there is actually a tyrannical spirit insanity, and it's old, and it's got a lot of angels going hardcore psychopathic behavior in the name of survival under its parameters.
So God, now, what does God?
Well, God made me. Like I'm a natural consequence, just like everything else. And so now, in the world, there exists that basic pragmatic knowledge of free will's lie, and the obviousness of it, and the capacity to articulate it, so even the most cognitive dissonance, their brains will unavoidably see the truth of it. And so it will work away at every time they come to a point in life where they previously thought that it's a choosing moment, they'll know what's going on. Or every time they see someone doing something outrageous, they will have an idea of where that's coming from, because it's all coming from the same place. The inevitable flow, life divining towards whatever it thinks is peace. So everyone's crazy or not because they actually have an accurate picture of their peace or a distorted picture of their peace that makes them nuts, but it's still peace they're going for. So when everyone sees the grand peace, then all the little insanities and cognitive dissonances will get cured almost overnight.
God's day.
The miracle.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a miracle. And we're working on it. Everybody. Because we all want the same thing. We all want peace. We all want to have families that have decent survival and a decent circumstance to grow up in. And we don't have that. we have this controlled environment, and when we're stuck in it, and we're not connected. We're not making our own decisions. They're all being made for us, and we're forced to go along with them. So now it has to change. We're in critical mass, we're in critical circumstances, and the earth needs a healing. And so the miracle of this healing is the realization that we do not have free will, as you say so aptly, David, and it certainly is a contemplation to realize the freedom in not having to choose, what you told me the other day. You says, it gets much easier when you realize you don't have any choice. And so here we are, and we're all looking for the same thing. We all want the same thing we have to have it wanted for everybody. We have to see us all together here and working towards the same goal, and we got to give up the battle. We got to give up the war. As you say, there is no evil.
No, so we can. The ramifications are, well, miraculous. It's so much. Like, suddenly you have no hate, but you have no fear either. And you see insanity where it is. And it's a practice, of course. We were all born in hell. We were all conditioned under these circumstances. But you'll find that panic becomes shorter and shorter until it's not really even there anymore. Like we recover from panic, we recover from rage faster because a part of us knows the absurdities of those things. That rage is more embarrassing than watching your family be tortured to death.
Yeah. So that's it's a big move, David. It's the whole move. Like,
Well, patience be with us.
yeah, exactly. That's what we need. All right. So to everybody out there that's going to hear this message, this is it. We're here, and we're all here together. So let's get together. David Shabib, David Arthur Johnston, Judgment Day News, and that's today's report.